So let us now move to the next question, right? We go to the 151 question, and here is the question. Okay. Match the list. This is from the molecular basis of inheritance. You know the lac operon, right? Lac operon gotta nimge, correct alla? Ali tumba genes ittu. Lac Z, Y, A. Let us try to match them. Z, Y and A. Zia, right? So Z. The Z codes for, wait just 1 second. So the Z will be coding for beta galactosidase. Y will be forming the permease, and A will form the transacetylase. And yes, gene I will control the formation of repressor protein, right? Okay, next one. Given below are two statements, right? Statement 1, ligaments are dense, irregular tissues. Is it true or false, student? Actually, it is given reverse, okay? Ulta kotidare. Actually, it should be regular. Correct. So, the answer here, it is false, right? Statement 2, cartilage is a dense regular tissue. And yes, if I talk about cartilage, it is not regular. In fact, this is false. So, let us try to find out the answer here. Statement 1 is false, 2 is true. Both 1 and 2 are true. Both 1 and 2 are false. Actually, both 1 and 2 are false. Next one. Given below are two statements. Again, one is labeled as assertion and other is reason, right? Assertion states amniocentesis for sex determination in one of the strategies of reproductive and child healthcare program. Students, look at the statement. Actually, idu sex determination bandidella. Because of that, it is not going to be correct. Okay. Look at the another statement. Ban on amniocentesis checks, increasing menace of female feticide. Yes, this is very true. Let us try to find out the option here. A is false, but R is true. Both A and R are true, and both A and R are true. R is not. A is true, but R is false. So looking at that, you can make out A is false and R is true. Next question. The type, that is from locomotion chapter, okay? In the first piece of chapter idu. Can you tell me what type of joint has been formed, which part, okay? Very simple one. Ball and socket nodi. Ball and socket joint. Yelli nimge find out agate. Where is the ball and socket joint? Yes, that is between the pectoral girdle and humerus, correct? Ball and socket joint. Very easiest one to remember. When we talk about a saddle joint will be between the carpal, metacarpal. So I go to the saddle joint, right? Okay. Fibrous will be again in between the skull, that is flat skull bones, and cartilaginous is actually between the adjacent vertebra in the vertebral column, right? So this is the match list here with 1 and 2. Next one. Given below are two statements. I said no, tumba idu e type theoretical lengthy questions bandide. Okay, actually question tumba simple ide students, but yes, they are very lengthy. Statement: vast difference receives a duct from seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as a circulatory duct. Correct. And statement 2, the cavity of the cervix is called cervical canal, which along with the vagina forms the birth canal. Yes, again this is true, students, right? Next one. Which one of the following technique does not serve the purpose of early diagnosis? Which cannot help us for early diagnosis of the disease for its early treatment? Okay, they are talking about early treatment, right? If you see this option A, that is 1, 2 and 3 actually can be used as a diagnostic and early treatment can be started, but not in this case, because in this case it indicates that already the disease has occurred in the body and it is now expressed in the blood. Yes, that the body starts showing symptoms and it is present in the blood. So there cannot be as such early detection, or in this case option C is the answer here. Which one of the following common sexually transmitted disease completely curable when detected early and treated? Yes, that is gonorrhea, right? Very straightforward answer, student idu. Which of the following is not a cloning vector? Nodi students, nimge idu gottu. Yenidu? Bacterial artificial chromosome, yeast artificial chromosome, right? And plasmid, Bolivar and Rodriguez 322. All the three are actually the vectors. If you see, this is something which we use for detection. It is acting like a marker. Like na nodidella DNA fingerprinting nalli now probes use martivi. Correct alla? Adu a probe. So this is actually not a cloning vector. Rest are all the cloning vector. Again, match the column. Very easiest one when I talk about ANF. Yes, it goes with the heart. ADH is very much connected with the kidney. GIP with the gastric gland and CCK with the pancreas. Okay. Next one. Which one of the following are not considered as a part of endomembrane system? Yes, student. Endomembrane, if you talk about, it is mitochondria, the chloroplast and the peroxisome. If you see, they are actually the part of the endomembrane system. Let us now look at the option. Option here is A, C and E only. Next one, again match the column. Okay. Tinea, okay, Paramecium, Periplaneta and Peritima. When we talk about Peritima, yes, that is going to be Nephridia, very commonest one. Periplaneta, yes, and we talk about the uricose gland. Paramecium, contractile, very famous question. And Tinea, the flame cell. So you can accordingly match with the option here, and this is what the option, right? Once the undigested and unabsorbed substances enter the cecum, their backflow is prevented. This is from the digestion and absorption chapter. It is prevented by this ileocecal valve. Which valve? Ileocecal valve. Now, again, this is again with the structure of the eye. Okay. If you see, fovea is actually going to be matching with, yes, fovea with the point of greatest visual activity or resolution. Next is iris, the visible colored portion. Blind spot will go with the point where the optic nerves and the eyeball and the photoreceptor cells are present. And one more left, sclera is the external layer of the eye formed of dense connective tissue. Okay, match list 1 with 2. Interaction, you know, competition, mutualism, yelana nodidi with some examples, right? That is from organisms and population chapter. Every year one question bartade idu chapter in the student. Leopard and a lion in a forest. What could be the possible interaction? Yes, competition. Cuckoo laying egg. That is very famous. Broods parasitism. Fungi and root of higher plant. Mycorrhiza. Mycorrhizae. It should be actually H. Yeah, by mistake. Mutualism and cattle ignorant and cattle in the field commensalism. Very simple question. Notice students, look at the way they have put this question. Strictly as per that they have given the options here. Okay. Okay. Now, as I said, you know, this paper was not so difficult, but it was, yes, lengthy and little bit tricky. You need to have complete presence of mind when you solve this paper. Okay. Very tricky paper. Which of the following statements are correct regarding female reproductive cycle? Okay, in non-primate mammals, okay, cyclical changes during reproduction are called estrous cycle, right? Again, it's a very correct statement. First menstrual cycle begins at puberty and is called as menarche or menopause. It's called menarche, so it is wrong, okay. Lack of menstruation may be an indicative of pregnancy, correct. Cyclic menstruation extends between menarche and menopause. Again correct. So which are the options correct here? A, C and D, right? So let us try to find out that. A, C and D, the option 1. Next question. Low temperature. Statement 1 states low temperature preserves the enzyme in a temporarily inactive state, whereas high temperature destroys enzyme activity because proteins are denatured. It is actually false. When the inhibitor closely resembles the substrate in its molecular structure, the activity of the enzyme is known as competitive inhibition. Yes, that is correct. So your statement is false and the statement 2 is true. Statement 1 false, statement 2 is true. Next one. Radial symmetry is not found in the case of which phylum? Echinodermata, then Ctenophora and Coelenterata, they all show radial, but it is a hemichordata, the answer which shows bilateral symmetry, students. Yes, hemichordata shows bilateral symmetry. Next one, match the column. Very simplest one. Saheli is a oral method, right? Vasectomy is a surgical method. coitus interruptus is actually a natural method, and cervical caps is a barrier method. So accordingly you can match the option which is given here. Okay, this is the action matching here. Okay, next match. Look at the number of match the following. I think a full more than other paper they have asked the match the following. Okay, fine. Peptic cells, very simple student. Goblet cells will release the mucus. Peptic P, pepsinogen, very simple. Again, hepatic bile juice and oxantic are HCl and intrinsic factor for absorption of the vitamin. So you can accordingly match which is the option here. Okay. In which blood corpuscles the HIV undergoes replication? A very important question. Replication and produces progeny virus. That is the T helper cells. The T helper cells is the one which is actually infected during HIV. Every year been asked from there. Okay. Vital capacity of the lung is found to be, that is option A. First option. Two statements again. This is with respect to the amino acid and the the carboxylic terminal. Okay, protein is imagined as a line, the left end represented by first amino acid C terminal and the right end by the N terminal. It is ulta. The ulta is the students. Left side mein you will find what the amino terminal and the right side again sikutte carboxylic. So this is actually false, right? Okay. Next one. Adult human hemoglobin consists of 4 subunits. 4 irutte gotta. Okay, which are that? 2 subunits of type and 2 subunits of B. That is yes. The answer here is, this is again true. So the option here, statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true. Option 1. Given below are 2 statements. Assertion, reason. Yes. Assertion states endometrium. Okay, endometrium is necessary for implantation of the blastocyst, right? Again, look at that. Is it true or false? Correct or wrong? Yeah, it is very correct, true. In the absence of fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates, that causes the disintegration of endometrium. Again, this is also true. But is this the correct explanation or the reason for the assertion? Illa student, they are yes true, but the answer here is both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of the A. Okay, fine. The next question, select the correct. This is from evolution chapter. Australian marsupials exhibiting adaptive radiation, right? And the answer here is lemur, anteater, no, Tasmanian, no. It is going to be wombat, spotted, and the flying phalanger. Okay. Next one. This is again a very tricky question. Just see what is morphine. Morphine is actually a painkiller, right? Now just try to find out the option, because if you see none of the other option has got this combination. So definitely the answer is very simple here. As I said, we can search D with 3. So where is D with 3 here? D. D with 3 you will get, and yes, D with 3, this is the correct answer. None of the option is D with 3. Okay. Wow, that was again a very nice question. Okay. Now this again a very important chapter, human health and disease. Look at the number of organisms and the diseases which they cause. Ringworm, trichophytum, that is rubrum, epidermophytum, right? Filariasis, Bancrofti, Eustacia bancrofti. Malaria, again very simple, Plasmodium vivax. And pneumonia by Streptococcus pneumoniae or Haemophilus influenzae. So this is a match here. Yes, accordingly you can find is the option lying here. Okay, fine. Next one. Electrostatic precipitator is mostly widely used in thermal power plant. Yes, student, very true. Okay, but look at that statement too. Electrostatic precipitator in thermal power plant removes ionizing. It does not. Look at that. Henge question paper format ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. Only one not word they have removed, and yes, you get one more option here. And actually if you see, this is the false statement. They have just removed not. Okay, so let us now try to find out here. That means our statement 1 is true, 2 is false, right? Statement 1 is true. Statement 1 is true, 1 is true, and statement 2 is incorrect. Our answer here. Okay, fine. The next one. Given below are assertion and reason again. Assertion. Nephrons are of two types, okay, cortical and juxtamedullary, based on their relative position in cortex. Again, yes, very true, students. But look at the reason. Juxtamedullary nephrons have short. Actually, students, your NCERT, read the concept. It is not short, it is long and of the Henle's loop cortical, whereas cortical nephrons have short loop of Henle. That means what? This is false. Okay. Look at the question how they have formed it. Both A and R are true. No. A is true but R is false. Yeah, right? A is true, R is false. Okay. Very simple question. Cytoskeleton. Yes, the main function of the cytoskeleton is what? Motility, right? Okay, next one. Broad palm with single palm crease is visible in a person suffering broad palm with single palm crease, and that is very famous symptoms, or you can say characteristic shown in the case of the Down syndrome. Okay, what is the next question here? That is question number 181. In prokaryotes, okay, the positively charged DNA is held with negatively charged protein. In fact, it is negatively charged, students. So this is a false statement, right? In eukaryotes, the negatively charged DNA, correct, is wrapped around the positively charged histone octamer, correct, to form nucleosome. So this is true. Statement 1 false, statement 2 is true. Statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is true. Option 1. Match 1 with 2. Yes, and here the correct option is going to be option 2, right? Okay, the next one. Which of the following statement is correct? Which is correct, okay? Algal bloom decreases fish mortality. No, algal bloom is nothing but the thickening of the upper layer with algae because of eutrophication, okay, right? So it will not decrease, in fact it will increase. So this is a wrong statement. Eutrophication refers to increase in domestic sewage and wastewater in lakes. No, moreover it is, the definition states, it is the deposition of the nitrogen, phosphorus and causing the life like algal growth in the water body. So again that is wrong. It is not explaining eutrophication properly. Biomagnification is defined as to increase in, or you can say it is referring to increase in concentration of toxicant at successive trophic levels. Yes, students. If you see, if there is any toxic content in toxic compound present in the lower food chain, if you go to the food chain, the higher top level consumer will have it in more amount. It gets accumulated at several trophic levels, right? Yes, so this is a true statement. Presence of large amount of nutrients in water restricts algal bloom. Sorry, it doesn't restrict. In fact, it provokes or supports the algal bloom. Okay, this is leading reason for algal bloom. Fine. So answer here is going to be what? Option C. A true statement. Okay. Next one. RNA mutates at a very faster rate. Statement 1 and statement 2. Again, yes, it's a very true. Viruses having RNA genome and shorter lifespan mutate and evolve faster. Again, very true. So what is it now? Let us see which is the correct one. Yes, both statement 1 and 2 are true. Both statement 1 and 2. Yes, this is the second option which is going to be the answer here. ನೋಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, paper actually ತುಂಬಾ lengthy ಇತ್ತು, because never we have seen such kind of paper where there is so many type of assertion, reason kind, or match the following. If you see the paper quality actually was very easy, students, but problem ಏನಂದ್ರೆ every question ತುಂಬಾ lengthy ಇತ್ತು. That was the only problem. But yes, I hope you must have solved whatever question you could solve, you must have solved it correctly. Okay, fine. Which one of the following symbol represent mating between relatives in human pedigree analysis? Which one? Yes, the answer here is option C. Yeah, option C. A part of the human brain that helps in regulation of sexual behavior, expression of excitement, pleasure, rate, fear. What is it? Yes, that is it corpus callosum and thalamus? No. Limbic system and thalamus? Yeah, hypothalamus. Sorry, yes, and again. So the answer here is option second. Match the column. Look at the option. So lengthy option. Okay, taking more time. Okay. Very easier to match is stable age pyramid. You know there was an age pyramid, right? Organism population ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, age pyramid, juvenile age group, then reproductive, then post reproductive, correct ಅಲ್ಲ? So stable age pyramid ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ students? Yes, the person individual of pre-reproductive, okay, pre-reproductive and reproductive are same. Yes, that is how you get then a stable age pyramid. This is a stable. Expanding nodi directly they are saying the percent individual of pre-reproductive is more, followed by reproductive and post. So you get such kind of the triangle here. Such kind of the triangle, yes. So that is going to be what? The the percentage of individuals, that is yes, expanding population. And now look at the third one, exponential growth. When will you get exponential growth? Under the influence of unlimited. And yes, when there is limited supply, you actually get a J-shaped curve. You know there are two curves which we studied, S-shaped and J-shaped curve, right? So this was the actual match for that. Okay. Which of the following statements are correct? Excessive loss of body fluid from the body switches off the osmoreceptors. No. ADH facilitates water reabsorption to prevent diuresis. Yes. ANF causes vasodilation. Correct. ADH is causing increase in the blood pressure. Yes. ADH is responsible for decrease in GFR. GFR, no. So which is the option here? B, C and D, right? B, C and D, correct. So option 3 is the correct answer here. Next question. Select the correct statement with reference to chordates. Okay, with reference to chordates. Presence of mid-dorsal, solid and double nerve cord. Again, no. Presence of closed circulatory. Yes, correct. Presence of paired pharyngeal gill slits. Correct. Presence of dorsal heart. Again, no. Triploblastic cerocoelomate animals. No. So answer here is going to be correct one, that is B and C, right? So option here is B and C only. Next one. Which of the following is a very simple question of a cockroach showing sexual dimorphism? Presence of anal cerci, dark brown body color and anal, no. Presence of anal styles. Anal styles is the correct answer here. See, look at that. Looking at that, you can make out, as I said, this was the question set is very simple, student. Okay. Given below are two statements, that is from cell cycle, that is cell division chapter. During G0 phase of cell cycle, the cell is metabolically inactive and the centrosome undergoes duplication during S phase of interphase. This is true, students, and actually this is false. Okay, let us now go to the option. Statement 1 is false, 2 is true. Statement 1 is false and statement 1 is false, 2 is correct, right? Option 1. Which of the following are not under the control? Not under the control. Look at that, there is smart. Not. Generally student overlooks this not. Not under the control of the thyroid hormone. Maintenance of water and electrolyte balance. Again, not under the control, okay? Regulation of basal metabolic rate. Regulation of basal metabolic rate. Again, this is not the right answer here. This normal rhythm of sleep, yes, it doesn't control this. And development of immune system, again, not under the control. Supports the process of RBC, okay. That means the one which is not controlled by thyroid is normal rhythm and development of the immune system. So what is that option here? C and D, right? Okay, C and D here, option 4. Okay, look at this big question. Which one of the following, okay, it will heat up your brain, okay? Which one of the following is a sequence? It is from the molecular basis of inheritance. Tumba coolly, calmly the question solve ಮಾಡಬೇಕು students. Which one of the following sequence on corresponding coding strand if the sequence on mRNA formed is as follows? Okay, now ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ already mRNA synthesis ಆಗಿದೆ, okay? mRNA synthesis ಆಗಿದೆ, but mRNA, you know, when we studied mRNA, that is transcription, ಅಲ್ಲಿ 7 strand ಇರುತ್ತೆ, correct ಅಲ್ಲ? So if you imagine now this is a 5 prime to 3 prime, 3 prime to 5 prime, and imagine now this from this strand your mRNA is going to get synthesized. Okay, I'm so sorry, I will use this strand because we want the mRNA from 5 prime to 3 prime. So this strand, okay, where you get mRNA synthesized from 5 prime to 3 prime will be synthesized from the template strand. You know, opposite to template strand is going to be the non-coding strand. And if you see the sequence present on the non-coding strand, not the non-coding, the sequence present on the coding strand. Actually, coding strand mele RNA synthesis agudilla. It is from the opposite strand. But look at this very beautiful part here. The coding strand sequence will be same with respect to that, yes, as per the mRNA sequence. Only difference lies here is in the case of DNA you have ATGC, yeah, nitrogen bases, but mRNA new thymine you will not find. Thymine is replaced by what? Uracil, right? So what will be the, now they are asking you to find out following the sequence of corresponding sequence is the sequence. So you want to find out the DNA, right? The coding strand, that is the DNA. So if you recollect, just focus on 5 prime to 3 prime, right? AUCG. So if you see your mRNA is having this sequence, so in the DNA gain sequence irbeku students DNA sequence irbeku. Can you think of that? Yes, the DNA, yes, this is going to be T, then A, it's not going to be like this. The DNA sequence is going to be the same. Only thing is you are going to replace U with T, right? And here you have C, G, A, right? You have U here, T. Again continue C, G, A. So read the sequence with me. A, T, C, G, A. Wait, A, T, C. A, T, C, G, A. Wait, let me go back. A, T, C, G, A, C, G, A. A, T, C, G, A, A, T, C, G, A. Okay, look at this. These are both same. But, this is 3 prime to 5 prime and namge em beku, it is 5 prime. The answer is going to be option D. Things clear, students? Okay. Unique mammalian characteristics are very simple. Pinna, monocyclic, monochondrial blade, no, sorry. Tympanic membrane, no. Tympanic membrane, no. Hairs, pinna and mammary glands. Yes, the answer it is. And hairs, pinna, indirect, no. It is the correct option. Option C, that is third option, right? Which one of the following is not an advantage of inbreeding? Not an advantage. It decreases the productivity of an inbred population after continuous inbreeding. Actually, it will increase, right? So, answer here should be increase. It decreases homozygosity. Which one of the following is not? So, they are asking which is not advantage. It decreases homozygosity. Yes, correct. It exposes harmful recessive genes that are eliminated by selection. Yes. And the fourth point, elimination of less desirable genes and accumulation of superior genes takes place due to it. Yes, correct. So your answer is going to be the first option, that is it decreases the productivity of inbred, which is not an advantage. In fact, it increases the productivity of inbred population. Okay, next one. Which one of the following statements are correct? Basophils, okay. Basophils are most abundant cells of the total WBC. No. Basophils secrete histamine. Yes, very common, very famous property. Basophils are involved in inflammatory response. Again, yes, a very famous property. Basophils are kidney shaped. Sorry, no. And A, granulocytes. Okay, so answer here should be B and C, correct? Yes, the option 4 is the correct answer here. Okay, the next one, we are approaching at the end of the question paper here. Correct statement. Tetrad formation is seen during leptotin. No. During anaphase, the centromere split and chromatid separate. Very true. You know, we had a similar connected question from set of 1 to 50, right? Yes, it was connected with this. Terminalization takes place during packeting. No. Nucleolus, Golgi complex and ER are formed. Yes, very true. Crossing over takes place between sister chromatids or homologous. No, it is not homologous. So the answer is right, going to be which statement here? That is statement number B and D. Okay, let us try to find out. B and D, the option second is going to be the right answer. Very simple. In cockroach, okay, excretion is brought about by and no. Uric gland, again, you know, there was a similar connected question. Previously, ನಾನು ಒಂದು question solve ಮಾಡಿದೆ connected to this. Nephrocytes, yes. And the fat body, yes. Not the collateral gland. So option here would be B, C and D. Let us try to find out the answers here. B, C and D, option 4. Okay. And now the second last question. Mast cells, you know, areolar, adipose tissues, ella now first PUC nalli one chapter study madidella. Okay, from that it has come. Mast cells are areolar, okay, inner surface of bronchiole. Bronchiole would be ciliated epithelium, correct? Blood is a connective. Very simple question here. Tubular parts of nephron, cuboidal epithelium. So you can connectedly mark the option here which is matching with this. Okay, mast cell with areolar, inner surface of bronchiole with ciliated epithelium. Blood is a connective tissue and tubular parts of nephron with the cuboidal epithelium. Right? Okay, you can accordingly mark the options here. Next one, the last question. Which is correct with respect to skeletal muscle? Again, second question from locomotion. Okay, there are two questions from the same chapter here. Muscle bundles are held together by collagenous connective tissue called fascicles. Sorry, wrong. Sarcoplasmic reticulum of muscle fiber is a storehouse. Very correct. Storehouse of calcium ions. Striated appearance of skeletal muscle fiber is due to distribution of pattern of actin and myosin, a very famous protein. Yes, the option here is correct. M line is considered as a functional unit of contractile. No, it is not correct here. So our point to be noted here is B and C, right? So here the option here is the third option, B and C. So students, here we have completed the discussion of solving the entire NEET 2023 paper, students. I hope ನಿಮಗೆ question paper ತುಂಬಾ easy ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ questions were very easy. Only problem, as I said, was yes, lengthy question ಇತ್ತು. But next year you cannot expect the similar kind of the paper. Yes, the difficulty level would be more because this time the questions actually were easy. So now please see to it that those who are the new students who are actually getting into second PUC, start preparing thoroughly now onwards because next time the bio paper is not going to be so easy. Okay, fine. So here you could get to know, like as I said, idu question option nodidre alla, NCERT in the directly pick ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು only, for example, they have added not. So the question completely becomes reversed. Many questions ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ assertion reason ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ಅವ್ರು generally not ಇದ್ರೆ remove ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, they have removed the not or they have added the not, you know, making the things very complex. So as I said, please stick to the NCERT. Those who are new students, okay, appearing for second PU, please stick to the NCERT, and yes, line to line, word to word, things will be very clear, student. Yes, students. So I hope this will help you a lot, the analysis of this paper. Yeah. So I, Dr. Smita Ma'am Karthik, signing off from today's lecture. And yes, students, please like to the channel, like the video, and please share this with your friends. It will help them to understand how much marks they have scored. Okay. So by then, students, we'll be right back with some other videos. By then, thank you, students.